Good morning. Happy Monday. It's April 7th. That was an interesting weekend. My sobriety was tested and I failed the test, but all is still good with the world. I didn't do anything too awful stupid. But this week is kind of building up into another kind of spicy weekend next weekend. So today we have Mercury direct, which is awesome. However, it is still in Pisces. It doesn't like being in Pisces. So we've got all of this clarity that we came up with during the retrograde, maybe some healing, some emotional clarity, but we're still in this like murky, foggy energy moving forward. So even though we've gotten a lot of clarity about like the past and things like that, we still don't really see where we're heading in the future. Okay. Things are still confusing. They're still all over the place. Venus, of course, is still retrograde, and today it is in a conjunction with Saturn. So this is like restrictions and karmic lessons, responsibility, things of that nature tied to finances and relationships. Now remember, Venus is ruling Uranus in Taurus, and the stock market is in a free fall at the moment. I personally am very glad that I pulled my 401k a year ago, because right now it is sitting at the same place that it was last year when I pulled it. But yeah, today is a really great day to think about your relationship with money. It's time for us to figure out a different way to do things, and this is going to kind of force us into it. And today is just a really good day to think about that. We have the moon in Leo. So it is in alignment with the sun. And the sun being in Aries, we're in this space of kind of spontaneity and courage and things like that, but also anger and frustration. The moon being ruled by the sun does get like our consciousness and our subconscious into an alignment where they're kind of on the same page. And today you might really be thinking about, how do you move forward for yourself, right? This is a day of thinking of the self, and it's a good idea to really just kind of sit back and think things through right now. Because again, the future is blurry, it's murky, it's hard to make decisions right now. The moon has already made a trine to the sun and a sextile to Jupiter. So there might have been like these opportunities to like maybe have conversations this morning, but maybe they didn't really go anywhere. Also, that alignment with the sun, putting our subconscious and our emotional self in a space of like, what do I need to do for me as well? Now, it doesn't make any more aspects until later tonight, where it will start to in conjunct everything that's in Pisces right now, Pisces right now. That's little crossroads kind of energy where you're, trying to figure out what direction you want to go next. But again, keep in mind things are just a little iffy right now. We can't really see that future very well. But yeah, we're building up into, I think, something that's going to be pretty spicy this weekend when we get to that full moon. So take this week especially, to just rethink things through. Again, your relationship to money is probably going to be really on top of the list of things to review right now, especially since Venus is still retrograde. So we're going to think about that. What do you need to do for yourself? What do you need to do to protect yourself? To maybe make changes in your life. When it comes to how you spend money, do you really need all the things that you have? Do you really need all the streaming services, things like that? What can you get rid of in your space to tone down how much you spend? Do you really need to, have all the nicest things just to show off to neighbors and whatnot? So really think about that today. So cards for the day. What is the energy for the collective today? King of Cups. I actually like that with the Leo moon, because Leo is a very warm and loving energy. It's not always selfish and egotistical. A lot of times it is very loving, it's very giving, it's very fatherly type of energy. So there is like this good vibe in the air, right? It's just some restrictions. I think a lot of us are kind of coming to terms with the way things are going. So we're like getting a little more I don't really want to say comfortable with it, but we're getting comfortable with the idea of the changes coming in. And when you start getting more comfortable with those ideas, it gets easier to navigate them, and you can do it with a little more compassion and empathy. What to focus on today? What can the collective focus on today? Doesn't want to tell me. Knight of Swords, the conversations, the information, all of this stuff that's coming flying in all fast. What do you need to talk about? What do you need to get off your chest? What is it really that's bothering you? How can you, and I like how he's kind of running towards the Knight of Swords here. So it's like getting all that stuff off your chest, but with like, from a space of empathy and compassion instead of being all angry and feisty about it. So I really kind of like that energy there. And what to avoid? What does collective need to avoid? King of Pentacles. Finances are going to be rough today. It's going to be hard to feel like you're stable. It's going to be difficult to, it's like the whole world is just like crumbling around us, and it's just really difficult to kind of put your finger on how to be comfortable and stable in it, right? So we've got to let go of trying to always make stuff happen, trying to always like be on the top of the ladder. It's time to like start letting go of those things. Really lean into the fact that finances are not what we thought they were, and money isn't real, okay? We only do it because society has decided that we should. And we have this Two of Cups on the bottom here, so there's like this underlying energy of trying to like kind of talk things through with people and trying to be kind to each other, understand that like everybody's struggling right now, and having that kind of empathy and allowing other people to get stuff off their chest too. And just remember, you don't have to fix everything, okay? Sometimes people just need to rant. You don't need to fix it for them, okay? Clarifiers for our King of Cups. And quite honestly, right now, there isn't a solution at the moment, right? Because sometimes you have to wait for the tower to finish falling before you can start putting it back together. And that's kind of where we're at right now. See, we have Ace of Swords. And so there's that clarity, that honesty, that saying what needs to be said. But doing in 10 of Cups. Yeah. So there's all of this clarity and the honesty, the saying what needs to be said, and doing it from a space of empathy and compassion instead of just being a jerk. A lot of folks are starting to kind of come around right now, and it's going to be hard for the folks that have really been sticking their head in the sand for a long time. And we need to receive them with a little bit of empathy and compassion. And I know it's hard, but that is the way that we need to do things. That lack of empathy and compassion is kind of what's destroyed us at this point. Clarifiers for our Knight of Swords. Clarifiers for the Knight of Swords. We have a Queen of Swords. And a Six of Cups. So the Queen of Swords can be pretty sharp with the words. I do really get this energy of being very clear with what you're saying, even if you've got to kind of be a little harsh with it, right? But at the same time, this Six of Cups still having the Swords and Cups combination like we have over here, right? We're saying what needs to be said, but we're doing it in a way that is more compassionate, right? Now, Six of Cups is like kind of that childlike energy that we oftentimes get with, especially with the Aries and Leo combination. It can be super childish, but it's also very childlike, right? So there's still like being honest while being in this space of peace almost. I like, a lot of times this reminds me of just that time period when you were a kid, when you didn't really have to worry about anything, right? That type of peace. and being honest about what you need to have that type of peace, okay? Clarifiers for our King of Pentacles here. Clarifiers for the King of Pentacles. Go. They like flew. Queen of Wands. I actually got that from my avoid today too. That's funny. So Queen of Wands and the World. So again, you don't need to fix everything. Sometimes you just got to let people rant. Sometimes you just got to get things off your chest. We don't need to find a solution. We don't have to create something. We don't need to end anything. Right now is like an in-between space where we really kind of just got to go with the flow, let things happen as they're going to happen. Stop trying to control everything. Stop trying to be large and in charge, and just let what will be at the moment. This is very much the universe is kind of in charge right now. We are not. Bottom of the deck is the High Priestess. So make sure that you're slowing down. This is like your intuition is guiding you, and that's the way that we've kind of got to move right now, is by allowing our intuition to guide us further instead of trying to constantly make things happen. It's just not going to work right now.